Coming up on this edition of Cedar Falls City News, a dive into the falls, and Taylor Morris received some exciting news this week. All this and more coming up next. Hello and welcome to this edition of Cedar Falls City News. I'm Bridget Reedy. Our goal is to keep you up to date with the city projects and programs so that you, the citizens of Cedar Falls, are better informed. We'll also have human interest features so that you can get to know the people who run your city a little better. Are you looking to create some unique landscaping projects outside your home? Well, the Black Hawk County Soil and Conservation District can not only tell you some great ways to do beautiful projects, but also projects that will help with water runoff. Did I mention that you would only have to pay 25% of the cost? Shelby Gappa has more on this story.
Back in 2004, the Iowa Department of Natural Resources put the Dry Run Creek watershed on the state's list of impaired water bodies due to a biological impairment. Because of that impairment, the watershed is eligible for federal and state grant dollars. It's because of those grant dollars that the residents can now create beautiful landscaping projects that will help the watershed for little cost. The money from the grant comes through the Soil and Water Conservation District, who help match up those dollars with homeowners, organizations, and businesses within the watershed to provide incentive to manage the runoff. Thanks to the grant, those who participate in these projects only need to pay about 25% of the project cost. The major problem with the impairment is stormwater runoff. When it rains, the water is supposed to naturally go into the ground. However, that is hard to do when much of the land today is covered in impervious surfaces.
So managing your runoff allows your runoff from your rooftops, driveways, parking lots, whatever, to infiltrate down into the ground, and it replenishes the aquifer like it would have naturally. Before we started developing and paving all these hard surfaces, we've now prevented that water from getting down into the ground like it would have naturally. So by treating your runoff, you're preventing it from entering the system via surface runoff, and that's what's causing those flash flooding, and that's what's contributing to the impairment. So homeowners can responsibly manage their runoff and help provide better water quality for our community.
So what kind of projects can homeowners do with this grant funding? Some of the major projects that homeowners tend to do include pervious paving, pervious asphalt, rain gardens, green roofs, bioretention cells, and rain barrels.
Right, there's a couple of water quality projects that we've installed on the property here, and there are two small rain gardens. One is about 11 square feet and the other is about 33 square feet, and they take about half of the roof water, or the runoff that would come from the rooftop during a rainfall. And then we also have a rain barrel. It's a 55-gallon rain barrel, and that'll fill up first, and then the overflow goes over into the rain garden, and then we can use that water to water plants throughout the year without having to use the hose.
The City of Cedar Falls and the University of Northern Iowa are two of the largest organizations who have taken part in these projects. The city has put in many bioretention cells. If you drive along Waterloo Road by the Recreation Center, you can see these. UNI also put in those cells along with green roofs. The parking lot north of the dome has pervious asphalt, and the parking lot located between Dry Run Creek and the towers has pervious paving. The Dry Run Creek Watershed Improvement Project has made great improvements that the Soil and Water Conservation District recently received the Governor's Environmental Award. This was due to all their efforts in water quality for the last 9 years.
There are three major parts or components of the watershed project. One is the practice implementation, so getting these practices installed. The other is a monitoring effort. So we do chemical analysis, chemical sampling of the watershed. So that's about, it kind of depends on every other week or so that we go out and monitor. And then the third component is outreach and education. So visiting with clubs or organizations or homeowners, just trying to get the word out.
Right now, the Soil and Water Conservation District is targeting residents in the Jennings and College Square areas to do these projects because those sub-watershed areas need the most help. However, any residents in Cedar Falls can take advantage of the 75-25% cost share. Those who have already used the grant money for their own projects personally recommend it.
Well, it's a really good idea because if we all put in a small rain garden or bioretention cell or a couple rain barrels, you know, if everybody does that, we can make a really big impact on the amount of runoff that's getting to the streams. You know, just one person here or there does it. It will help, but there's such a large quantity that needs to be managed. If everybody does, you know, their own small part, then we can cumulatively we can have a greater effect on the health of the streams, and particularly in the College Square and Jennings subwatersheds. Those are their targeted subwatersheds because they have the largest impairments currently.
If you are interested in learning more about these projects and possibly installing them on your property, you can email Ashley Kittle at ashley.kittle@ia.nacdnet.net. Reporting for Cedar Falls City News, I'm Shelby Gappa.
Thanks, Shelby. To learn more about all the different watershed projects you can do with the 75-25 cost share, call Ashley Kittle at 319-296-3262. Taylor Morris, a quadruple amputee from Cedar Falls, has received some exciting news this past week from the Veterans United Foundation. Also, the Lieutenant Dan Band concert is just around the corner to help raise money for Taylor's Smart House. Let's take a look. This past week, a conference was held with Gary Sinise, Taylor Morris, and girlfriend Danielle Kelly to discuss the upcoming Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan Band concert. During this conference, the Veterans United Foundation had some important news to announce for Taylor and Danielle. But first, what is the Veterans United Foundation? Well, Catherine Chrisman, who is a part of the Tunnel to Towers program, tells us a bit of background and what exactly was awarded to Taylor and Danielle.
Veterans United Foundation is supported solely by the employees of Veterans United Home Loans. Our single mission is to enhance the lives of veterans and military families throughout the nation. This year, Veterans United Foundation initiated the Veterans United Home for a Hero grant. The $200,000 grant will be awarded annually to a severely injured veteran to help pay for a portion of a mortgage-free home specially built to meet his or her needs. We are proud to announce our 2014 recipient here today. When we first heard Taylor and Danielle's story, we knew we had to help. Their pure love and devotion to each other is refreshing and not something you see every day. Their bravery is inspiring. Their sacrifice to our country is astounding. It wasn't even a question. Taylor Morris will be our 2014 Veterans United Home for a Hero grant recipient.
Taylor and Danielle share how they feel about receiving this grant.
Sure. Yeah, we are very, very, very excited to hear that news. That's great news. That's definitely something that came out of nowhere, and you know we weren't expecting that at all. But it's great. We definitely want to say thanks to the Veterans United, that organization that did that. That's really awesome.
We couldn't believe that one organization was willing to write such a large check to just us two, so we're more than appreciative.
Exciting news for Taylor and Danielle. Although this grant is a great donation for them, as you can imagine, the construction of a smart house takes time and a great deal of money. Catherine informs us of how important this smart home will be to Taylor and the simple tasks that it will help him with on a daily basis.
Well, this project for Taylor and Danielle, building them a smart, high-tech home that will allow each of them to have very independent lives because the technology will take care of their daily needs. Everything from kitchen cabinets that have the shelves drop down so that Taylor can just pluck a coffee cup on his own, a soup bowl, doesn't have to ask anybody to help him, to very large bathrooms specially designed to assist in bathing and things like that. So we are just so pleased to be able, after recognizing what Taylor did for us, to be able to turn around and provide this to Taylor and to Danielle.
They also discussed the upcoming Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan Band concert, which will be held here in Cedar Falls at Gateway Park Saturday, August 3rd. Gary Sinise tells us exactly how planning for this event all got started.
When we heard about Taylor, we wanted to do something, so we tried to find a date that would work for them and for us, and luckily we were all set to go for August 3rd to have a great concert there to not only raise some funds to help build their house, but just to raise awareness about what Taylor's has gone through, what he's given for his country, and to honor him and play for them that night. This is all about them. It's not about me or my band or anything like that.
As you can imagine, a lot of planning in the Cedar Falls also goes into this type of fundraising event. Cedar, who's the president of Sturgis Falls Celebration, explains the hours put into this event and the support they are looking for from the community.
I think there's hundreds, if not thousands of hours probably that all total go into this. I know the Sturgis Falls Celebration Board of Directors are all in on this event, as well as myself, and each one of those people have different people they're working with, and so it winds up being hundreds, if not thousands of hours that go into making this event successful. I think that the board of directors in Cedar Falls are hoping that the public comes out and supports this event just like they do every other event that we have in Cedar Falls, Sturgis Falls being a prime example of that.
Catherine talks about the astounding support that she's seen here in the Cedar Valley area compared to the other parts of nation when it comes to local heroes.
I have traveled all around the country. We've done concerts all around the country building these high-tech homes for other military heroes like Taylor, and I can honestly say that I have never seen such support as I have seen here in Iowa.
And this concert supports our local hero indeed. Jay explains where 100% of all the proceeds from the ticket sales go and the support he's personally put into this event.
All the proceeds from all the tickets goes directly towards building Taylor's house. And also I'm donating my time, as well as all of the beer proceeds from and beverage proceeds from my license also goes, every penny goes to Taylor's fund for building his house.
Now you're probably wondering, what kind of music does the Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band concert play? Well, Catherine has attended quite a few Gary Sinise concerts, and she explains her firsthand experiences.
Been to several Gary Sinise Lieutenant Dan Band concerts, and people do not sit down for a couple of hours. It is non-stop fun. Gary comes into the audience, there's laughter, there's rocking. I mean, he does everything from the best of the oldie hits to Katy Perry and Adele. This guy and his band, they cover everything.
Since Jay Cedar has been involved with this event in the beginning, he leaves us with this message about his experience throughout the planning and the support he hopes to capture from the Cedar Valley community.
I think I take great pride being a member of this community, and I hope that everybody else takes also great pride. And I think that Cedar Falls has always supported our own, and this is one of our heroes in our community. And I hope that everybody turns out and shows Taylor and Danielle what a great community we all live in.
If you are interested and want to purchase tickets for the Gary Sinise and the Lieutenant Dan Band concert, you can go to the Hy-Vee stores on University in Waterloo or College Square in Cedar Falls. You can also call this number, 1-800-293-5949, or simply go to www.operationtaylor.com. Looking for some water park summer fun, but don't want to spend the excessive amount of money traveling or paying for the entrance fee? Look no further than your local public pool. That's right, the Falls has a little bit of everything to offer, from slides to dives. Check it out. Jump into a pool of fun at the Falls. With the hot weather this summer, there's no better way to cool off. The Falls is no ordinary public pool area where swimming is the only option. This pool has a lot to offer for kids of all ages and even adults. To start off, there are 3 different slides, including one drop-off body slide, a tube-only slide that twists and turns, and finally a slide where you can choose to use a tube or your body. Either way, you'll never guess where you're going on this dark, windy adventure. Or if you're looking to work on your dives or jumps, don't forget about the 2 diving boards. There's a shorter dive offered for smaller children who are just getting started on their diving, or if you just want to play it safe. And of course, there's a high dive that teens or children who are looking for something a little more daring can try out. Don't worry, parents, there are plenty of lifeguards to go around for pool checks and making sure the kids play safe. Parents, if you don't have a teen to do all these courageous activities with, no worries. The Falls has its very own children's pool where the depth doesn't exceed more than 3 feet deep, and your child is guaranteed to have a fun time here. This kids' pool offers its very own playground, equipped with an animal slide, a small tunnel to venture through, and a friendly animal figure to climb on, even a bucket dump to experience. Here, your children are sure to have a fun-filled, safe day at the falls. But if you're looking to soak up the summer sun and chill with your friends by the pool, the falls also has you covered. With multiple layout chairs, you can kick back and relax, whether you're a college student just taking advantage of your break or a parent looking to catch some rays while your kids are entertained by the pool. The pool also offers a windy, lazy river so you can relax while imagining you are drifting in a real river. You're probably wondering, with all this entertainment, how much does it cost to go for the day? Well, a daily swim pass ranges with age. If you have an infant under the age of 2, it will cost $3. Youth and adults, it will cost you about $6 per person. If you're looking for a season swim pass for the summer, family passes will be about $180. Adults ages 18 through the age of 64, it will be about $100, and youth under the age of 17 or seniors over the age of 65, it will cost you about $95. The Falls is open through August 18th this season, and their regular hours are Monday through Saturday, 12 p.m. through 8:30 p.m., and Sundays, 1 p.m. through 8:30 p.m. And lastly, don't forget to bring your canine friend August 19th for the Falls annual Doggy Dip, where you can let your dog run around and experience the fun at the Falls. So if you're looking for a water park entertainment, look no further than...
Sounds like the Falls is a great way to get out of your house and enjoy the summer weather. For more information about the Falls, you can go to the Cedar Falls website at cedarfalls.com, then click the Rec Division, which will direct you to the aquatic section. The summer months are starting to end, and it is that time of year again to register for school. Here is some needed information for those parents who need their kids registered for the Cedar Falls Community Schools.
Elementary school registration will be on Wednesday, July 31st from 2 to 6 p.m. and Thursday, August 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Registration for the Holmes Junior High will be on Thursday, August 1st from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. if your child will be entering grades 8 or 9, 5 to 7 p.m. if your child will be entering 7th grade, and after 7 p.m. for those children new to the Holmes Junior High entering 8th or 9th grade. Pete Junior High registration is on Friday, August 2nd from 1 to 3 p.m. for returning grades 8 and 9, 3 to 4 for the new students entering 8th or 9th grade, and from 5 to 7 for children entering 7th grade. And finally, the Cedar Falls High School registration is on Monday, August 5th from 1 to 4 p.m. and Tuesday, August 6th from 4 to 7.
New students moving into the Cedar Falls School District should contact the District Administration Center as soon as possible to fill out registration paperwork so that records may be obtained from the previous school of attendance. You will also be asked to provide a copy of your child's birth certificate as well as 2 proofs of residency at the time of registration. If you have any questions, please call 319-553-3000. And that's all for this edition of Cedar Falls City News. I'm Bridget Reedy. Thank you for watching.